Hello, Dr. Maya Dunne here with the properties of ionic and covalent bonded substances. In this lab, uh, the purpose of the lab is introducing the ionic and covalent substances. In the lab at the beginning, we make some predictions depending on this, how they're soluble in water, how they conduct electricity, and also we're gonna see in the second part, we're gonna see the melting point. And then we predict, okay, ionic compounds have these properties and covalent compounds has different set of properties. And we look at the patterns of these ionic and covalent compounds. So, so at the first simulation, you dissolve the ionic compounds and the covalent compound. So the sucrose is a covalent compound, while if you can see another compound like potassium iodide is a ionic compound. I want you to, the main important in this lab is what is you need to understand clearly what is ionic and covalent compound. In ionic compound, how do you know it is ionic compound? In the little bit down in the the lab, you have a periodic table. Ionic compound always made out of metals and non-metals. Ionic compound made out of metals and a non-metal. If you see this periodic table, this has a shaded areas. Pink color shaded are all metals. Blue color shades are all non-metals. And you see the green color are for the metalloids. Any compound made from metal and a non-metal is considered as ionic. Any compound made out of two non-metals, they are covalent. So we learn about ionic compounds. Let me see if I can write it for you. Uh, Writing is not that funny. Okay, so you know ionic compound and the covalent compound. That's the main importance of this the lab. You understand ionic compound, covalent compound. So example for the very common ionic compound we found in our home is salt, table salt. Salt is sodium chloride. Sodium here, chloride here. Sodium is a metal, chloride is a non-metal. So what do you think about electrical conductivity of this ionic compound? For sure, they conduct electricity. So all the ionic compounds, they conduct electricity. And but non covalent compound. Can you think of a covalent compound? Covalent compound can be water, carbon dioxide, sucrose, sugar. So like sugar. So they do not conduct electricity. If you see sucrose, made out of C12, H22, O11. You don't have to memorize the sucrose formula, but that's how you made it. You see, all are non-metals. How do you know they are all non-metals? If you go see the periodic table, see carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, all are non-metals. They do not conduct electricity. So that is the part one. And when we go to the part two, you will see the melting points. And this simulation is showing you the how to find the melting point. And you will understand when we'll understand the pattern. If it is an ionic compound has higher melting points than the covalent compounds. So in that way, you can record it and then answer these questions and come to the prediction. So this is what the this lab is about, and you can come up with, so you can come up to the conclusion, summarizing your conclusion. Ionic compounds, okay, these are the ionic compounds and these are the covalent compounds. So the concept that we are learning in the lab is ionic compounds made out of metal and a non-metal, and then covalent compound made only using non-metals. Ionic compounds, they conduct electricity, they have higher melting points, and also they conduct electric. So these are the main concepts we learn from this lab. Thank you.